born. His name we all know. Wolfgang Mozart, Amadeus to some, a brilliant musician he soon would become.
We've gathered together for an evening of fun and to tell you his tale. Please pardon the pun.
But before we begin, we're sure you must wonder who are these mice. Some sort of blender, with the lofty descendants of each little mouse that lived in the woodwork of Mozart's old house. They pass on the stories that now we must tell, so sit back, enjoy, and please listen well. Be quiet as mice, for now it is time to meet the dear Mozarts of music and rhyme.
I'm Papa Mozart, the name's Leopold. I'm proud to be head of this merry household. The finest of students of music I taught, and I also play fiddle in the Archbishop's court. And I am the mother named Anna Maria. Taking care of the family is my chosen career. Surrounded by music and those I adore. Now tell me, could anyone ask for much more?
Hello everyone, that is my name. Being looking sister is my claim to fame. I love music and I never get bored, and I spend hours playing my clavichord.
I'm the Mozart canary along about Pratt. I've been known to chirp out on the minuet, and if my dear friend Wolfgang will say, I do like this warbling in the key of A. I'm their canine companion, the name's been Pro. I find to my growl to sound like a trill. When they hear me bark in my deep baritone, they all yell, bravo, and throw me a bone.
It's my musicians friends, the actors came to join me for an evening of song. Here's not new musicians, slow down you can come. Now let's prepare for some musical fun.
Papa, please, Papa dear. I've written some music that I want you to hear.
Now go on, Wolfgang, don't be so absurd. There's a story for me that I've ever heard.
Let's humor the child. I do think we should. My gracious, this music is really quite good.
It's a difficult piece now. How could that be?
That's why it's called a concerto, you see. You must learn every note if it takes day and night. Practice and practice till you get it right.
It's a marvelous walk aside to behold.
And to think my son only 4 years old.
Your son is a genius I hereby proclaim. The world will someday remember his name.
Very clear to see that he is quite a genius, everyone.
It's very clear to see that we have quite a genius for a son.
Who would have thought it of a little lad who's only 4 years old?
He's writing melodies that someday all the whole world will behold.
He's only 4, though we are sure his name will all adore. Someday his name will proclaim, the world will know his name. It's clear to see that he is quite a genius, everyone. It's clear to see that he is quite a genius for a son. Who thought it of a little lad who's only 4 years old? The melodies that someday all the whole world will behold. He's only 4, and we are sure his name will all adore. Someday his name will proclaim, the world will know his name. Between recitals and operas and concerts galore, Papa Mozart was an enterprising man, so he came up with a marvelous plan. His talented family soon left their boat, music in hands, and took the show on the road.
And as they journeyed to far-off places, the little mice hid their instrument cases. Since their curiosity cannot be ignored, a few even hid their Nimrod's clavichord. The Mozarts played at the courts in all the great cities, entertaining the royals with their musical ditties. They traveled back into Vienna one day, where the Empress's palace they play.
I'm Empress Maria Theresa, and I'm here to greet you with some of my children who would like to meet you. Just one of their names you shall never forget, for that is my daughter, Marie Antoinette. And now, my dear Mozart, we truly would love to witness this talent we've heard so much of.
My sister, my brother, my son and my daughter and me.
Merry musicians are we.
Marvelous, marvelous, not one mistake. Oh, Mother, can we let them have some cake? Dear Marie Antoinette, I cannot say no. Certainly, off to the parlor you go. Did you hear what she said? I'm so excited I may lose my head. From Vienna to Paris, soon they would roam, where they played in many an aristocrat's sum, since the older mice could sneak in each house. Some masters there were posted on word of mouth. Amazingly, somehow young Wolfgang composed sonatas, cantatas, and oratorios. They called him the greatest prodigy ever seen when he played at the palace of King Louis XV.
But rather than pay them the royalties just gave them trinkets. You see, a tiny golden watch, a brocaded sash, left the poor Mozarts wanting for cash.
On arriving in London, without many claims, they are summoned to play at the court of St. James. Upon Wolfgang going to opera one night, he decided that opera was what he would run. Though they all praised his genius, one thing seemed funny. The wealthy just wouldn't part with their money. In the Netherlands, the highest of honors they made them, but trinkets and baubles were all that they paid them.
Now, trinkets and baubles are not what you need when there are so many mouths to feed.
Indeed.
So back home in Salzburg, no bread for their plate, they sadly returned, bemoaning their fate.
We travel cities
Dear family, we must remain, for good fortune and hope we will gain.
The tries they made to make music ends meet, all of their efforts were just met with defeat. So with his fame and talents acclaimed far from home, Papa and Mozart departed for Rome.
As they traveled through Italy on a grand concert tour, they were greeted with crowds cheering encore, encore. Do you think that the mice let them go on their own and risk missing out on some fine provolone?
Well, just like the mice in old the Credoc, our Lady was had in the travel clock. While dining in Rome, the mice had a ball, finding the city the grandest of all. So while in Rome, they did as the rodents do, and feasted on pasta and balls of regular. Papa Mozart and Wolfgang filled Italy a joy. There was so much to see for a growing young boy. Through the cities of Italy they traveled with glee, from Verona to Venice, then Tuscany. Between recitals and operas and concerts galore, Bologna was returning to their tour. It was here in Bologna, walking they chest to put many questions, knocking questions to rest.
As head of the Philharmonic Society, I say we give the boy a look-see. His reputation had brought him great fame, but is he as gifted as others proclaim?
The question is simple and well understood. Do our member composers think he's really that good?
In a room we shall lock him, so we can be sure he can write 4-part music to our special score.
Is this young fellow a master musician? Should he be given a lofty position? He'll be required to pass every test. Then we will know if he has what it takes us. With no mistakes to prove he's the best. Others we passed have worked several hours until their music was frightfully sad.
During his travels in Italy, the Italians did confer many honors to Wolfgang, including the Golden Spur. As bearer of the Golden Spur, as bearer of the Golden Spur, his future seemed bright because now Mozart was considered a knight.
Everyone marveled at Wolfgang's success, but there's something that we must confess. While Wolfgang was writing his musical score, our relatives went on a pig-out galore.
They went out on the town and behaved just like mice, got their fill of bologna and goulash each slice, but the best-laid plan of mice and men did not have a happy end. Even though Wolfgang found Italy a blast, our relatives should not have eaten so fast. These plump furry vermin who think with their belly got a bad tummy ache from too much vermicelli.
In the years that passed, Mozart composed beautifully, but remained poor as a church mouse. You see, from city to city he traveled with glee, but a lofty position was not to be found.
Through Augsburg, Munich, Mannheim, Paris, wealth and a good fortune was not meant to be. Finally, in Vienna, he suffered to the last, hoping his problems were part of the past. One happy event changed Wolfgang's life. Constance Weber became Mozart's wife. He had once been in love with her talented sister, but she passed him off for a much richer mister. When the mice heard the news, they cheered in delight. They danced and they sang and they partied all night. Some mice rejoiced with such jubilation that they needed mouse-to-mouse resuscitation.
Wolfgang tried teaching students each day, but soon found out that it just didn't pay. With unpaid bills and eviction letters, they were constantly running away from their debtors.
Even symphonies, operas, concertos, duets, and you'd think we'd be able to pay off our debts.
It's a classical fact known to all poor folk. Seems musicians are meant to be Baroque. With this career, one thing is clear, musicians always will be Baroque.
Though his compositions by some were considered a hit, his financial situation did not change a bit. Don Giovanni Figaro, symphonies by the score, this musical genius just wrote more and more.
And the years that passed never brought wealth, took a terrible toll on his health. The Magic Flute and the Requiem, set down note by note, were the last compositions that poor Mozart wrote.
Well, just sickly and fair, he took to his bed. Alice at age 35, our master was dead. Such talent he had, such talent he gave. Yet Mozart was buried in a pumpkin's grave.
Triumph and tragedy marked a short story, so his musical
legacy lives on in glory. It's over 200 years since this master is gone, and his beautiful music plays on and on.
Now, musical tribute electric proposed is a great musician all the world knows. All the great-grandchildren, each nephew and niece, except Porter's, who forgot his masterpiece, have formed master singers like to stand proud and proud to give homage to Mozart, the greatest of all.
We will take just a couple minutes to transition. Thank you.